Mr. Depp mentions Aquaman, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Mr. Depp got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
Excuse me?
Mr. Depp got you that role in Aquaman, didn't he?
No, Miss Vasquez, I got myself that role by auditioning.
When Johnny Depp was dragged through the mud at the hands of his ex-wife Amber Heard, it took a toll on him in every aspect of his life. His fans back then turned against him. He was stripped of all the roles in movies. It was nothing less than traumatic for Johnny. However, the tables now seem to have turned. The cannons now seem to have pointed at Amber Heard, as ever since Johnny sued her, a lot of truth came out, and Amber Heard ended up losing the defamation trial. And now is the time to face the music. Hollywood megastar Johnny Depp sued his ex-wife Aquaman star Amber Heard for defamation after describing herself in a 2018 op-ed as a public figure representing domestic abuse. Depp v. Heard has become a public phenomenon, with millions of people live-streaming the testimonies and results and wondering what this trial will mean for both parties moving forward. The defamation case recently concluded, with the jury awarding Depp $15 million in compensation and punitive damages, and Heard getting $2 million in damages. A lot of people know Amber Heard from the Aquaman, and Part 2 is on the way now. The DC sequel, in which Heard stars as Aquaman's love interest Mara, concluded shooting earlier this year, with director James Wan confirming the film had wrapped in January. Amber Heard is again starring in the film, but the things seem she pretty much has been cornered. A petition to remove Amber Heard from Aquaman 2 has officially reached its target of 4.5 million signatures, the day after a jury found in favor of Johnny Depp in the former couple's defamation trial. Since reaching the 4.5 million target by June 2nd, the petition has now announced a new target of 6 million, which would make it one of the top signed online petitions on Change.org. Earlier this week, Heard's co-star Dolph Lundgren reacted to the petition's popularity in a new interview in which he said that the actor was great. He said, "I worked with her on the first Aquaman, now the second one. We shot last fall in London. She's terrific. I had a great experience with her. She's very kind, nice to the crew, nice to everybody, just down to earth." Heard claimed that her role in Aquaman 2 was significantly pared down after Depp's team called her initial abuse claims a hoax. She said,
I had to I fought really hard to stay in the movie. They didn't want to include me in the film.
Objection, Your Honor.
According to one unconfirmed Hollywood report, Heard appears for less than 10 minutes of the movie's final cut. DC film head Walter Hamada has also called to testify in court about Heard's diminished screen time. He contradicted her legal team's claim that the role was altered as a result of the allegations against Depp. He said, "The size of the role in the film that she has was determined in the early development of the script," Hamada said at trial, citing a lack of chemistry between Heard and the film's lead Jason Momoa as the reason behind her cut-down screen time. Before the defamation trial, things seemed better for Amber Heard, as in July 2021, Aquaman 2 producer Peter Safran commented on the growing appeals to remove Heard from the movie, saying, "I don't think we're ever going to react to, honestly, pure fan pressure." Safran told Deadline of the decision to retain Heard for the sequel. He added, "We felt that if it's James Wan and Jason Momoa, it should be Amber Heard. That's really what it was." Things, however, now have changed drastically for Heard. Heard herself said during her testimony in her ongoing legal battle with ex-husband Johnny Depp that she wouldn't be in this next DC movie as compared to last time. She talked about how her scenes in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom have been trimmed down in the midst of her legal entanglements. Heard claims that Warner Brothers didn't want to include me in the upcoming Aquaman sequel, due to the fallout of her divorce from Johnny Depp. The actor said during her defamation trial against Depp that she was actively scheduling time for filming the second Aquaman movie, until Depp's team called her a liar regarding her abuse claims against Depp. Heard said that communications about the sequel stopped at that point. She said,
I was given a script and then given new versions of the script that had taken away scenes that had action in it, that depicted my character, and another character, without giving any spoilers away. They're two characters fighting with one another, and they basically took a bunch out of my role. They just removed a bunch out.
So, as far as Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom goes, Amber Heard has revealed that her role was trimmed down after several rewrites of the script. It's unclear how much we'll see of Mara in the finalized version of The Lost Kingdom, although YouTuber Grace Randolph alleged in late April that Heard has less than 10 minutes of screen time. Amber Heard's comments on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom arrived shortly after a petition demanding she be removed from the sequel surpassed 4 million signatures. Considering that The Lost Kingdom has already completed principal photography, as well as producer Peter Safran saying in July 2021 that fan pressure wouldn't dictate taking a course of action like that, there's nothing to suggest that Heard will be cut out of the movie entirely. Are they going to remove her out of the entire film? It certainly does not seem like it, because Safran said, "You gotta do what's best for the movie. We felt that if it's director James Wan and star Jason Momoa, it should be Amber Heard." That's really what it was. One is not aware of what is going on in the Twitterverse, but that doesn't mean you have to react to it or take it as gospel or accede to their wishes. You have to do what's right for the film, and that's really where we landed on it. Safran's comments came just after principal photography had reportedly begun, however. The film shot through January 2022, leaving plenty of time for changes to have been made along the way. According to reliable insider Casey Walsh, Amber Heard scenes as Mara are set to be deleted from Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, following a meeting between Warner Brother higher-ups. Walsh's rumor suggests Mara may die during childbirth at the start of the sequel, but its upcoming test screening will be telling. Heard admitted during the trial against Johnny Depp that her role had already been cut after being a leading star in the first film. Now the question is, will the movie suffer if they decided to remove Amber Heard? Well, one cannot deny the fact that Amber Heard's Mara had more screen time than almost anyone in 2018's Aquaman, as Jason Momoa's on-screen love interest. The character was clearly set up for a future in the DCEU and the underwater franchise as Arthur Curry took the throne of Atlantis. Her absence could feel jarring for fans of the series, especially if it's due to an off-screen death that keeps her out of the movie entirely. The film reportedly finished principal photography earlier this year, but reshoots to tie up loose ends are certainly a possibility with nearly a year until the film debuts. If this rumor is true, Warner Brothers clearly thinks that Heard's presence could possibly hurt the film's total gross, as a lot of the general public did not side with her during the trial. Removing her entirely from the sequel could also keep her away from any marketing or press for the film. Amber Heard's article in the Washington Post has cost her dearly, with the actress losing the trial against her ex-husband Johnny Depp after 2 intense months. She should never have made those comments in that article of hers, right? In the jury's verdict in the trial between Depp and Heard, it was revealed that Heard's comments were seen to defame Depp, leading to the latter winning the drawn-out battle. Heard made a series of comments in which she claimed to have been a victim of violence during her marriage to the actor, with 3 sentences ultimately costing her the case. She said, "I spoke out against sexual violence and faced the wrath of our culture. That has to change." The second sentence that went against the actress was, "Then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's anger at women who speak out." There was also a third sentence that was seen to have been an example of defamation, written by Heard, as she said, "I have the rare advantage of the perspective, in real time, of how institutions protect men accused of abuse." The things that came out of her own very mouth have cost her a lot, and her fame and her fortune both. There were a lot of things that she told the jury that seemed to contradict her claims. She was caught lying multiple times in court, and that seems to be the key looking at the decision made by the jury. What's your take on this? Will the Aquaman sequel suffer with Amber Heard being removed? Do not hesitate to leave your valid opinion in the comment box, and in order to stay updated, stay tuned.